So guys, Reno Omokri have a message to Nigerians, especially the obedience. Let's take a listen, then judge in the comment section, because I know you must have something to say about this man, Reno Omokri. I don't even know if he's lying or saying the truth. So take a listen for yourself and judge in the comment section. I'll be to guys in a minute.
Peter Obi was a project of mine. Myself and two people actually, Senator Ben Moribuz and I. A former president had asked us to make sure that we promote him because he felt that he was a good candidate. And so I did my best. I spent my money to promote him. I was responsible for Peter Obi becoming the running mate to Waziri Atiku Abubakar in 2019. I've said this publicly. I've got the document. I'm a meticulous record keeper. Waziri Atiku Abubakar cannot deny. Peter Obi cannot deny. Peter Obi was lobbying me, sending me his resume. We did everything we did. I've not collected a dime from Peter Obi. Now, what happened is that Peter Obi left our party, the People's Democratic Party, without informing any of us who helped him. And that's okay. He should have done that. But he left the party just suddenly. And then, obviously, we couldn't go with him because he didn't tell us that he was leaving. Now, even if he told us, we wouldn't have gone with him. So we had our party and we had our candidates, and we were trying to build our party. And what happened is that Peter Obi's movement, Obedience, they started attacking me, threatening me, insulting me. Now, that was okay, but then they moved from myself to my family. I just had a daughter at that time. There were multiple death threats. They came to my house in the United Kingdom. They trailed my wife and I when we were jogging. They found out my jogging route, and then they would pursue me jogging and then threaten me. And so one day I just got very annoyed. I contacted Peter Obi. I told him this is what was happening. And I named a specific individual who is online. I knew that the person masquerades as a mixed race girl on X. And I told him, look, I know who the person is. You've got to speak with that person on the phone. Peter Obi put me on speakerphone, talked to somebody on the background, and then later came back to me. I said, look, he cannot condemn that person. That specific person, he cannot condemn that person, but he will issue a general statement, but he cannot condemn that person. So that means that Peter Obi knew who that person was. Anyway, the attacks continued, and I would contact Peter Obi, and I've got records of all of this. Peter Obi would not do anything. And so I took a decision one day. I said, well, if Peter Obi is like this, if he's not going to control this violent movement, this thuggish movement, this mob, this headless mob, then I am going to do my possible best with whatever considerable, a political machinery that I have to destroy that movement.
So,
and that's just a summary of what happened.
Would you care to mention who the person was that you said you had spoken to? Peter
Well, I discussed with Peter Obi. I don't think it's right for me to come here and then begin to do that. I put it to Peter Obi. The thing about me is this: is that I'm not afraid of a confrontation. But when I want to do it, I will do it with you face to face and make sure that I give you an opportunity to put what is wrong right. And if you can do that, then the relationship is safe. But if you can't, well then, you can read out the date again to your listeners, to your audience. That was a date before the elections. I hadn't met him, and meeting him changed my perception about him. You got to recall, that was an electioneering period. That was a campaign season. And during campaign season, you use everything that you have against your opponent. By the time I met him, by the time I saw his economic agenda, first and foremost, what you have to understand is that his economic agenda is identical to the economic agenda that we had in the PDP. I was responsible right from 2019, not even 2023, for helping our candidate to put together his economic agenda. When he went to Chatham House, I single-handedly wrote his speech. No other person wrote it. I, from A to Z, I single-handedly wrote his speech. So I'm very intimate with his economic agenda. And it's not a surprise because both Waziri Atiku Abubakar and Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu were in the Social Democratic Party. So if you look at our economic agenda, the things that we promised to do, this president is doing them. We promised that we're going to remove false subsidies. The president is doing them. We promised that we're going to float the naira. The president is doing that. We promised that we're going to devolve power from the federal to the state and local government. This president is doing that. So basically, if he's doing the things that we said we're going to do, why should I be against him? Look, there was a corollary to the question that the gentleman asked. He said that the economic suffering that Nigerians are going through. Listen, you got to understand that Nigeria is going through some challenges, not because the president is a bad president or, like the young girl said, a terrible president. No, we're going through some challenges because previous administrations did not do the right thing. We should not have been subsidizing fuel all these years. We should not have been subsidizing the naira. A lot of people think that removing the subsidy on fuel was just the biggest thing that the president has done. Well, it's quite true. The subsidy on fuel was costing us about $1.2 billion every month. But we were spending more money subsidizing the naira. We were actually spending $1.5 billion. And if you're at home, you can actually Google me. You can actually fact check me. We were spending $1.5 billion subsidizing the naira. Now, the value of the naira under Buhari, under previous presidents, was not the true value of the naira.
I think, my obedience, it's time for your response in the comment section. What do you think about that video? Because I think all I could get in from that video was that what Tinubu is doing now is exactly what P2B planned on doing. But I did not get the part where he did not say the part where P2B said something about that he removed fuel subsidy and also remove the corruption in the fuel sector. I've not heard that part from Reno Omokri. And also the part again where he said something about that it's not as if Tinubu is not working, but because the past administration left them with a bad, let's say the bad Nigeria, that they inherited the bad Nigeria. But like Tinubu always say, like, you don't have any excuse. That so far you're a leader. No matter what the past government did, your own job is to make your own administration better. So that means him coming out here to blame Buhari's regime and say a lot of things does not make any sense to me. Like I said, everything he said there does not make any sense. And I think I don't know if P2B will actually make a comment on this, because I think we all need P2B's side of the story. Even though that without P2B's side of the story, I have a feeling that these things are a lie. Because the same man that I'm talking about, I've come out before to say that that Tinubu is a drug dealer. That Tinubu is not even meant to be a president. This is the same Reno Omokri that was saying those things. I don't know if I can even see that video again, where he was saying things that Tinubu is not meant to be a president, that Tinubu is a drug dealer, many things that he said about Tinubu. And it's now the same person is coming out now to say things in favor of Tinubu that P2B left them. That now, all these things for me is lies. Because he did not state the fact that where P2B said that he's going to remove corruption in the fuel sector. He did not say that part. He was only hammering on the part where P2B said that he's going to remove fuel subsidy. Then I asked this question: all the money that was recovered from fuel subsidy, what did they use it to do? Because aside, let's remove their manifesto or anything. Let's bring it down to the current government on how they are treating the Nigerians. Ask yourself that question: will P2B treat Nigerians the same way Tinubu is doing? Just ask yourself that simple question. Because let's remove politics in this. Let's now bring in personality into this matter now. Do you think that P2B will treat Nigerians the same way that Tinubu is treating us? The answer is no. One thing that P2B said that Tinubu did not copy is the part, or the side said that he's going to cut down the cost of governance. Tinubu did not say it too, because people have been saying that Tinubu and P2B have the same agenda for Nigeria. Tinubu did not say that part where that he will cut down the cost of governance in Nigeria. He did not say that part, because they know that if P2B should emerge as the winner in Nigeria, the senators who House of Assembly, so they know themselves, they are packing and go. They will pack and go. They are packing their bags and they are going home. Because P2B will cut down the cost of governance to the minimum to make sure that every money that is being collected from the public must be used back for the public. Because these days our government are collecting public funds to fend for their own self. It's not as if they are working for the people that are leading. Because the taxpayer money, where is it? We don't know. The money from the first subsidy, where is it? We don't know. The money they borrowed, where is it? We don't know. They are busy using our money to furnish their lifestyle. Imagine buying a private jet and miss hunger in Nigeria. Imagine buying SUVs for senators and miss hunger in Nigeria. Then again, imagine renovating the vice president's house. What billions of naira amidst the hunger in Nigeria, and then you're talking about two of them being the same or having the same agenda. You can never compare the two of them. By the way, I'm waiting for my obedience to comment in the comment section. I'll be with you guys in a minute, maybe in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned, guys.